Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the J. Kumar Infra Projects Limited Q1 FY22 earnings conference call hosted by Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Alok Deora from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Q1 FY22 earnings conference call of J. Kumar Infra Projects. Today we have with us from the management Mr. Kamal Gupta, Managing Director, Mr. Nalin Gupta, Managing Director, and Mr. Arvind Gupta, Chief Financial Officer. We would start with the opening remarks from the management, followed by Q&A session. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nalin Gupta, Managing Director of J. Kumar Infra. A very warm welcome to all of you to this Q1 FY22 earnings conference call. I hope you all are staying safe, healthy through this unusual and challenging time. Along with me, I have Mr. Kamal Gupta, Managing Director, Mr. Arvind Gupta, CFO, and our IR team. I hope everyone has an opportunity to look at our results. The presentation and press release have been uploaded on the stock exchanges and our company's website. I will give you a brief overview of the performance in the last 5 minutes or so, post which we will take the Q&A. Before I begin with the overview, a brief disclaimer. The presentation which we have uploaded on our website and the discussions we will have on the call today contains or may contain certain forward-looking statements concerning JKI's business prospects and profitability, which are subject to several risks and uncertainties, and the actual results could materially differ from those in such forward-looking statements or discussions. So the key developments during Q1 FY22, we have been awarded a project by MMRDA worth 1,308 crores for design and construction of and completion of Metro Line 2B at Mumbai. Operational performance. Revenue from operations for Q1 FY22 grew by 137% to 675 crores as compared to 285 crores in Q1 FY21. The EBITDA has also grown up by 242% to 968 million as compared to 283 million in Q1 FY21. EBITDA margin for Q1 FY22 stood at 14.3% as compared to 9.9% in Q1 FY21. The PBT for Q1 FY22 grew by 255% to 43 crores as compared to loss of 28 crores in Q1 FY21 due to the COVID situation. PBT margin for Q1 FY22 stood at 6.3% as compared to 9.6% in Q1 FY21. The PAT for Q1 FY22 grew by 254% to 32 crores as compared to loss of 21 crores in Q1 FY21. PAT margin for Q1 FY22 stood at 4.8% as compared to 7.3% negative in Q1 FY21. The diluted EPS not annualized for Q1 FY22 stood at 4.24 per equity share as compared to 2.75 per equity share negative for Q1 FY21. The company continued its focus on working capital management and good quality of order book. The company has been able to maintain its debt within the broad parameters despite the challenging environment. Our total order book as on June 30th, 2021 stood at 11,622 crores. The order book inter area includes metro projects as well as underground, contributing 59%, while flyover bridges and road projects contribute around 41%. Before taking the Q&A, I would like to reiterate the vision of the company. Our target is to achieve revenue of around 5,000 crores by FY 2025. And although we are comfortable in debt position, where we stand at a debt equity of around 0.28%, we'll try our best efforts to make this debt equity more lower as possible. Objective of the company is continuously to improve stakeholders' return ratio, ROE and ROCE by investing in people, technology and process. With this, I now leave the floor open for questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Shikha Mehta from Equity Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Congratulations on a great set of numbers. Sir, earlier we had guided for around 3,500 crore of top line for this year. Is that still something that's on the cards and achievable for us? That is my first question. And my second question would be, if you could give us some guidance as to like percentage terms, etc., for how long we were operational in the first quarter, or if we had been operational without any COVID-related lockdowns, etc., how much our revenue would have been in Q1?
Hello. Yeah, Shweta. Are we audible?
Yes, sir.
Well, we could not hear you properly, but what we understand is you are looking for the top line, what we have said, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, coming year, FY 2021, as you've given me the guidance of 3,000 to 3,500, and we are sure to achieve this top line of 3,000 to 3,500 in the coming year.
With a similar EBITDA margin as we did this quarter, right? 14 to 15%.
Yeah, with a similar EBITDA margin, of course.
Right. And so if you could also tell us in Q1, I assume you've had some COVID-related lockdowns and issues of that sort. So in a normalized situation, what would your revenue have been in Q1? Or how much percentage of revenue did you lose per se because of the lockdowns?
Yeah. Of course, because of the second COVID wave, there was some impact. I think we could have done 20% more than the present what we achieved if there was no COVID situation in a normal situation.
Okay, sir. And so if you could give some guidance as to what measures we've taken, or reason, because our EBITDA margins have improved from almost around 11-12% to 14% quarter on quarter. So if you could just give some explanation as to what we've done differently or why we're seeing this improvement.
Yeah. So, we were able to achieve this 14% operating margin. We tried to reduce whatever the fixed costs in this COVID period, since what we could do, because the laborers had gone, it's almost 50-60% laborers had reduced from the site in the last quarter. But as of now, we are at the pre-COVID level of almost the same labor count as it was previously. So, and we are sure to maintain this 14 to 16% of EBITDA margin going forward also, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vatsal Garg from Green Portfolio. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Can you be a little louder if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. Hi, sir. My name is Vatsal Garg and I'm from Green Portfolio. My question is that since we have major construction in cities, basically Delhi and Mumbai, and both are seeing quite unusual monsoon season, how do you think it is going to affect our execution of the ongoing and upcoming construction projects, if at all it's having any effects?
Is it because of monsoon or COVID you're saying? Monsoon, right?
Because of monsoon, of course, we had a heavy downpour this season, but the works are going on, and we don't see any major impact as such on it. Though our works have a little bit got affected because of monsoon in Mumbai, but still we are covering up, and I don't think any major impact would happen on because of that.
There is no major impact because of monsoon?
No.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohit from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr.
Good
Mohit.
afternoon, sir, and thanks for the opportunity. So while you had guided for 5,000 crore in FY25, is that number right, sir?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So secondly, sir, on the EBITDA margin, how do you see the EBITDA margin panning out in medium term? Of course, in FY22, I believe there is the impact of input inflation will be slightly on the higher side. Can you expect this EBITDA margin expanding as we go forward?
So it will be little bit more, but will be in this range of 14 to 15% going forward also, Mohit.
Okay, sir. Lastly, on this, the opportunity side, bidding opportunity side, are we going slow right now, or do you think that we have enough appetite to take more projects? And if you can paint some picture on the opportunity side on the metro, especially in your core geography.
Yeah. So right now, our order book stands at 11,600, and as we were told previously also, we will maintain minimum 12,000 crores of order book position. So in this year, we expect around 3,000 to 3,500 crores additional projects to flow in. And we are very comfortable to take 15,000 crores of projects if we get the right opportunity at the right number. So we will go for 15,000 crores of projects also.
How is the opportunity in Mumbai, sir? Mumbai especially. What are the opportunity set? You have क्या opportunity है sir अभी आज की तारीख में?
So this is, of course, Mumbai is one because we are already very strong here. So Mumbai, it's not alone. Mumbai, MMR region and Maharashtra is one area where we are looking for work. And apart from that, NCR, we are already working. So Delhi and in and around areas. And Gujarat is one place where we are already working. So these are the three locations we are and we will be there. Apart from there also, we are trying for Chennai Metro. So, we are quoting for this upcoming Chennai Metro project, 3-4 projects which has come. Delhi Metro projects, of course, we are quoting. We may also go for Kanpur or Agra and Nagpur metros. Okay. And apart from that, of course, high-speed rail is there. So, we are part of that and we will be quoting that as well. And also, there are a lot of other flyover bridges and metro projects coming in and around Bombay also. CIDCO, where we have completed the major metro line, also is coming with line 1 and 2 and 3. So we'll be going for that as well. And apart from that, there are some flyover bridges projects in Mumbai which are coming. There are some water projects also we are eyeing now. So let's see. And also national highway projects in and around Bombay and in and around Delhi we are putting.
So looking for water projects specifically in and around Maharashtra, or are you open to pan-India?
Yeah, it's right now in and around Maharashtra or the area where we are working. If the project cost is above 700 or so, we will go outside also.
Mohit, as of now, J. Kumar, we are in Maharashtra, Gujarat, in Delhi, in UP. So any state is not a constraint. It's always that we prefer the existing geography to be utilized to the maximum potential. But as we mentioned that we are bidding for Chennai, Kanpur, Agra, Nagpur, so and NH jobs all over. So northwest belt is our preferred priority. But we are open to going for different areas. We'll be submitting the Chennai Metro in the coming week.
And when you say national highways, sir, do you mean only EPC, or are you also open to HAM now?
All EPC.
Only. Understood, sir. Thank you, sir, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, a reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. First of all, couple of balance sheet items. So can we have the inventory, debtors, payables, mobilization advance, retention money, cash?
Yeah, Mr. Arvind will reply.
So this is debtors is around 660 crore.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Debtors you said 630 crore.
660 crore.
660 crore. Okay.
And inventory is near about 850 crore.
850.
850.
So in that unbilled revenue is how much, sir?
Unbilled revenue is 530 crore.
550.
530.
Okay, 530.
Yeah. And mobilization advance is 448 crore.
Okay.
And security deposit asset is 250 crore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Retention money, sir?
So this is retention money. Security deposit is a retention money. Is a 250 crore.
260.
250 crores.
Okay. 250. Okay. Sir, next, in terms of, we are already saying that in terms of the working capital level now, we would be previously, we were saying around 125, 130 days. So that we will be maintaining, and also in terms of the date, we will try to reduce from this level also 546. That's the broader stance that we have.
We want to maintain a net working capital of 120 days, Shravan.
Okay. And gross debt currently from 546, can we expect 1,500 crore reduction by end of year?
So right now we will be at the same debt level for the coming year. And going forward,
we have back new orders also for Surat for line 2B. So we will to maintain that with the existing debt levels itself will be a good achievement we feel. But of course our idea would be to reduce it further as far as possible.
Okay, so how much more still mobilization advance we still have to we can get, or are we planning for this year?
Additional mobilization advance we're expecting, sure.
Sorry, sir, 400 crore you said?
Yeah, around 400.
Okay. And capex, sir, how much we have done till now, and previously we said 100 crore for this year, so that remains the same.
We have done 30 crores of capex till now, and we are expecting around 100 crores for the whole year.
Okay. And sir, coming back once again to the opportunity, so you said all the metro, different cities, everything, and Chennai. So in terms of the quantification also, if it is possible, if you can help us, how much have we bidded anything and still not open, and how much are we planning to bid in next 3 to 6 months in terms of the value terms also, if you can specify that, it would be great.
Yeah, so we've bidded for almost 5,000 crores of project, 4,700 crores.
This is entirely in?
Sorry?
This will be in which segment, which state, anything broad idea?
Yeah, so this is like, high-speed rail is one. One is like, you are this thing, NHI road project, and there are some metro works of CIDCO Navi Mumbai, and also there's the MCGM tunnel work, and one is the coastal road small project in Navi Mumbai.
So we have bidded for this Mechi tunnel that my brother already mentioned, which is 439 crore, where we are already L1, and it is in process, which is from MCGM. It's a tunnel job, and the other is of a coastal road for coastal road work, which is again we are L1. So there are two projects which are costing around 600 crores, where J. Kumar share is around 325 crores. And
So
Delhi Metro also, DCC 750 crores.
Sorry, sir. So the coastal road would be around 170 odd crores.
Yeah, 205 crores.
Okay, so 205 coastal road where we are L1, and 430 crore NCGM tunneling. So that there we are L1. And you said in terms of Delhi, how much we have bidded?
1,240 crores. That is for DC08, Delhi Metro Phase 4. So that leads to the total of around 4,750 crores odd jobs that J. Kumar share, and in totality we have bidded 9,500 crores job. So J. Kumar share would be 4,700, which it's already bidded by us.
Okay. And how much more now in next 3 to 6 months of which segment and broad value in terms of where we are planning to bid?
So this will be like, around 10,000 crores of projects in coming 1 year.
Around 13,000 crores approximately. And these are all coming in from metros, flyovers, bullet trains, NHI. So that is around 13,000 crore approximately work that we'll be bidding for.
Okay. So broadly 1,300 odd we have received plus 600 plus are we in L1. So close to 2,000 we are already received. So another maybe 3 to 4,000 crore more we can get. That's okay. All the best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Shravan.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Viral Shah from Prabhudas Lilladher. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Just one question, sir. You mentioned cash and cash balance. Sir, what is that number? I missed that number actually.
This is 42 crores.
42 crores, right? So that has come down, right, as compared to March?
Yes. It's not high actually. It's a 45 crores in March actually. Now it is a 42 crores. And then
Slightly less, yeah.
And then FDR is near about 365 crores.
Okay.
Yeah. And balance with the escrow account in this 45 crores, 44 crores.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Sir, lastly, sir, we have done significantly well in terms of execution. So what will be the key contribution of the project-wise? You could highlight 4 or 5 projects which are the key contributors during the quarter. That would be helpful.
So for Q1, we got 160 crores from Line 3, Metro Line 3 Underground, Mumbai.
Okay.
Line 2, we got 42 crores. Line 6 Metro of Mumbai, almost 50 crores. Line 9 of Metro, almost 60 crores. Pune Metro, we got around 45 crores. NHI JNPT project, 45 crores. And Dwarka, almost 97 crores. And others were 70 and all that. These are the major contributors for this quarter.
Got it. Thank you so much, sir. And all the best for future. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Shriram Ramdas from Green Portfolio. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, to the previous participant, you had mentioned we are the lowest bidder for around 600 crores.
Would you mind speaking a little louder? Sorry.
Yes, just hold on a second. Hi. So, to the previous participant, you had mentioned that we are the lowest bidder for around 600 crores. Is this the right value?
Yes, you are right.
That's right.
Okay, 600 crores. And there are around 5,000 crores worth of projects that we're currently bidding for.
That is already bidded by us, and around 15,000 crores worth projects will be bidding in this year.
15,000 crores. Okay. All right. Thanks. And lastly, another question is that are we facing any execution delays in any projects?
Not really. Some little bit issues here and there are ought to happen when you're working in urban cities, but nothing remarkable that we need to be concerned about.
Okay. And any update on the coastal project where we were awaiting forest clearance?
Yeah, so Shriram, we are still awaiting the forest clearance for this coastal project of CIDCO. So the environmental clearances are in process. So they have cleared 2 milestones. So another 2 are still balanced. So we expect it another 3-4 months to get started on that project.
Okay, expecting in 3-4 months. All right, thank you. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Parvez Akhtar Qazi from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for taking my question. So just had one question, if you could guide us about the status of some of the major projects that we are doing, like Line 3, Line 7, Line 9, and the Dwarka project, etc. I mean, how is work going on? When do we expect to complete some of these? That would be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, so Parvez, these all projects are going very well. We have completed almost 76-77% of Line 3. Dwarka, of course, since the second wave of COVID had hit Delhi more, so this quarter it was slightly less, so total around 16-17% of the project is completed. And rest of the major projects of
like line 2, we have completed 89% approximately. Line 4, we have completed around 25%. Line 6, we have completed around 30%. Line 7 is 100% completed. Line 7 extension that we had got, that also we have completed to the tune of around 60%. Line 9, we have completed around 12%. And Pune Metro, we have completed around 75%. And Surat, we have just started.
Great. Thank you. That's it from my side. All the best for future.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Sir, what is the payable number, trade payable?
405 crore. 405.
405 crore. Okay. And in terms of the cash that we have FDR cash deposit and balance in escrow. So the number last year March was 598 total. So right now the total is the 451 because you said 365 FDR, 44 crore in escrow and cash is 42 crore. Something is also missing.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's right. Escrow amount has come down. That's it.
Okay, so cash balance, so combining all put together cash and bank balances which were around 598 crore March now is 451. So around 150 odd crore has came down. Right, put together all the
escrow amount which has come down. You're right.
Okay. And secondly, sir, in terms of the this year this line 3, how much would be now will be finishing this year? So would be around 800-900 odd crore revenue would be coming from the this line 3.
So line 3 will be completing the project by coming December, that is December 22. The project will be completed in all respects from our side. So like of course this year we'll see a revenue of almost 700 to 800 crores.
Okay. And this Mira Bhayandar line 9, there we can see a 400-500 crore kind of a revenue this year.
This will like give around 250 crores this year.
Sorry, 200 to 300 crore you're saying?
Yeah, 250 to 300 crores you can say, yeah.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Prem Khurana from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my question, sir. So most of my questions have already been answered. Just one, I think in your opening remarks or answer to one of the earlier participants, you spoke about kind of planning to bid for Chennai Metro projects. And historically, we wanted to focus only on Delhi, Gujarat, and I mean, essentially the idea was to look at only areas wherein we are already present, and we never want to kind of get into or go to south, at least until the time you are able to find opportunities either in Maharashtra or Gujarat or existing markets. So what has led to the change in the strategy? I mean, we're willing to go and bid for projects in Chennai now.
So, Prem, basically, company, as we mentioned during the discussion as well, our primary focus is to concentrate on the northwest belt of the country. But we are open to opportunities if we get the jobs at our margin, and as the company is growing, we need to open different areas as well. Because J. Kumar, we don't believe in going into a bad competition and taking orders at unwanted rates. So we keep bidding for jobs, and wherever we feel that we get the work at our rate, we are open to it. And metro sector, these jobs that we are talking about, whether it is Kanpur, Nagpur, this Agra or Chennai, these are all mainly underground jobs. They are not elevated. So J. Kumar, we own 7 tunnel boring machines in the company's fleet. So to keep them utilized and make optimum use of it, we are trying to bid for these areas as well.
And
focus is northwest belt.
Sure. And then these new orders, would you get to have the similar kind of conditions? I mean, what we had with Line 3, wherein you were required to kind of buy new TBMs, or the old TBMs, refurbished TBMs would be allowed to kind of...
TBMs required on the project. So, like as of now, out of the 7, 4 tunnel boring machines has been already booked for Line 9 and Surat Metro. So we already have 3 machines free as of now. And depending on the number of projects we bag, maybe 1 or 2 machines we may have to buy. Otherwise, we should be able to accommodate with the available machines.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. That's it. Mine. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. Participants, to ask a question may press star and 1 now. The next question is from the line of Alok Deora from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Sir, just one question I had. So what's the execution run rate now? So we understand that it was impacted in April and May. So have we now moved back to the Q4 run rate, or if you could just elaborate on that?
So the labor strength has already improved to the pre-COVID level, and there was a dip of around 50 to 60% due to the COVID. But however, we have reached the pre-COVID levels, and now we have a labor strength of 11 to 12,000 people. And so I think the execution should ramp up, and we should be operating in the normal condition unless there is some new surprise of third wave or something coming up. Otherwise, we are at normal range and we are working comfortably now.
Sure, sir. So July, we have not seen any impact. So it could be like a normalized quarter for us of whatever we have seen till now, July and August.
As you would appreciate that Q2 is the weakest quarter of the year, and there has been monsoon also. But yes, it will be a normal quarter, and we look forward for Q3 and Q4 as the main ramping up area for our company.
Sure.
In terms of revenue.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. That's from mine.
Thank you, Alok.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for taking my question. So my question was related to our water segment. So I just want to understand what kind of projects we are looking for, and are we able to bid independently, or we would be doing such projects in joint venture?
So we are we already have some experience. We have done around 200-300 crores of projects in water in our existing NH project. So we do carry some experience, but of course, if you go for bigger size projects, we may go for JV for that. And the water pipeline work, water tunnel work, which are coming up, so we'll be bidding for such projects. Maybe in JV for initially because of the credentials.
But with regards to metros and flyovers, JKumar we qualify on a standalone basis now. So, other than water, we will mostly on a standalone basis.
But sir, in the water segment, you are looking mostly for the pipeline and the tunneling work, tunnel pipelines, right, sir? And okay. So are you looking for any Jal Jeevan Mission project, wherein we have seen a big uptick from the UP? So are we looking for bid first? No?
No, not at all.
So, and these projects, sir, we will be able to maintain above 15% margin, or we would expect these margins to come down like?
Of course, all projects we will maintain this 14 to 16% margin. Without that, we don't want to take any project.
And sir, on the raw material price increase, I understand there is an escalation clause, but are we able to get 100% escalation? And can you just give me the breakup of the order backlog, which is covered by escalation and which are fixed price contracts?
All our projects are covered with price escalation contract, apart from Lucknow, a small project of which is balance around 80 crores, where the escalation clause is not there. Rest all by our order book of 11,600 are covered with price escalation clause.
So in the case of Metro 3, where we have seen multiple delays, so we are able to recover our escalated cost there, right? Because the prices are going up like steel and cement, and this project requires maximum steel and cement. So we are getting reimbursed from the Metro Authority, what I understand, right, sir?
So all the projects, like, they have different escalation clauses, Jiten. Some clauses with RBI indices based, some with star rates. So there are different formulas for this in different projects, but all are covered with price escalation. So maybe some projects give you immediate, reimbursement of that compensation, but some projects, like, they don't give it now, but on the whole of the project life cycle, you are covered. So it should not be a problem.
That's it. Thanks a lot, sir, and all the best. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Jiten.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. Participants, to ask a question may press star and 1 now. The next question is from the line of Mr. Alok Devra from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Please go ahead.
Sir, sorry, a follow-up question. So just on the previous question, if you could just elaborate on the escalation part. So if the input costs, are increasing quite significantly, then where do we see the margins going? I mean, we don't see any significant pressure on that? If you could just elaborate on that part.
Yeah. So see, as I told you before also, Alok, 99% of our all order book are covered with price escalation clause. But like, some contracts have a different clause and the others have a different clause. There are 3-4 formulas. Some are based on wholesale price index and some are based on star rate basis. So, that, as I told you, like in star rate you get it, the compensation is immediately received in that month. The managed project, you get escalation 3 months prior indices. There are different clauses. So, as a mix, like, looking to the whole project cycle, you get that compensation. So, your margins are not hit on the project cycle basis. So, and a mix for us on yearly basis also, it won't have any effect to us. So, we'll be able to maintain our margins because of that.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. That would be from my side.
Yes, Alok. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhijit Periwal, an investor. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. We had some clause.
Mr. Abhijit, can you be, you're not audible. Can you be a bit more loud, please?
Yeah, can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, better. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So this is regarding the Dwarka Expressway. I believe if we complete the project on time, we get some extra amount from NHAI. So are we on time to complete the project, and what are the amounts that we can receive from them?
Yeah, so of course there's a bonus clause in NHAI. So I think it's like, around 70 crores bonus you can get if you complete before time of 3 months. So right now, because of these 2 COVID scenarios, of course the timelines have gone up. So like, they are giving us the extensions because of the COVID. So I just checked whether even this thing, bonus is applicable on that account or not.
Okay. And 70 crores would be for one of the packages, or both the packages combined is 70 crores?
Yeah, so one package is 70 crores, the other package is some 40-50 crores.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, Kamalji and Nalinji. Congratulations on a good performance, sir. So my first question is on the NHAI side. So are we bidding for more NHAI projects besides the Dwarka Expressway? So if you can just highlight the outstanding bids which are yet to be opened if we have submitted bids there.
Yeah, so we have bidded for some NHAI projects, couple of, we were not L1 there now, and like we are bidding more of NHAI projects now, going forward also.
Okay. Okay, so the second question is on the entire building segment opportunity. And in Mumbai alone, there's talks of big modernization of BMC hospitals and PWD hospitals. So are we going to participate in that opportunity? Because we have done government buildings earlier. So if you can give some sense on that.
Yeah, of course, hospitals, medical colleges, universities will be our focus point. Since we have a good team and good set of equipment and resources for that. So we are looking for the right opportunity in that also, Parikshit. As we get, we will of course bid for that.
Okay. So, my last question would be on the high-speed rail. So is there any package where we have submitted the bid and it's still to be opened, and even on further package ordering, if you can give some sense on that, how the bid pipeline looking on the high-speed rail?
So we have bid for C7 package for HSR, and the bid is still under evaluation. And there are some further new tenders which are expected to come, like C3 and some more packages. So we are surely going to keep an eye on it and we'll be bidding for it.
So this, I think you spoke about C7 package, right? So where the bid has to be open,
Yeah, C7.
C7.
So how big is that, and what will be our stake in that? Sir?
6,000 crores.
And what will be our stake, because I think we have bid in a partnership with some other players, right? So what will be our stake here?
I think it's 26% as of now, but that would be a matter of discussion, how it goes.
Okay.
And we may increase our stake also in the due course if we get the order.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you and all the best. That's all from me, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is a follow-up from the line of Abhijit Periwal, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is regarding that high-speed rail. You had just mentioned that the Maharashtra side of orders would also come. By what is the timeline that you expect these orders to come?
We cannot really comment on that because the HSR team is about to meet the CM of Maharashtra very soon. This is what we have heard. But it's a matter of a political decision, so we really cannot comment on it much. But it has to come. There is no other choice because it's a full connectivity. So today or tomorrow it has to. So whenever it comes, we are contractors. Once the bid is out, we'll bid for it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Sir, just coming back to the same HSR. So where we are saying 6,000 crore, 26% stake, and we are saying we can increase if we get the project. So can we increase it to 49, 51% or only 5-10%?
It's an open thing. We can go up till 50. So that there is a discussion which will conclude it at the later stage. Because as of now, officially we are 26%. So I wouldn't like to really add much to it. But once we get the order, we'll explore that possibility.
And if we get, do we have to do a separate capex for this or?
Of course, yes, we'll be requiring separate capex because it's a different nature of work. And there are launchers and RMC plants and some specific arrangements, molds for the superstructure that's required. So yes, we'll require a new capex for it.
And any ballpark number? So for 26% stake, how much capex we need to do, and if we go for a 50%, then?
As of now, and later on, once we get the job, we can surely put you through all the numbers.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to the management for their closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining on the call. We hope we have been able to answer all your queries. And please stay safe. For any further information, we request you to get in touch with our CFO or the IR team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Motilal Oswal Financial Services, that concludes this conference. We thank you all for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.